So the third guiding principle is around the fact that relationships are everything. Relationships are so important that they should be the criterion by which you judge success. If the person you're connecting into a group or into a community situation is having the time of their life, they enjoy everything about what is happening, but they are making absolutely no relationships with other people in that group, then it's not going to be sustainable. Relationships start with the supporter and making sure that the match between the supporter and the person being supported is a good one. Does the supporter and the person being supported have similar personality traits? Do they have similar interests? These are all going to be important characteristics to think about when developing a match between the supporter and the person being supported. When connecting a person in the community and thinking about relationships as an end goal, consistency is really where you have to start, because consistency leads to being known, and being known is the building block to a good relationship. Let's say that you've done your homework and you found the right type of group for the person that you're working with. What's going to be the most important if you have relationships as the end goal is to make sure that the person you're working with is showing up consistently and making an appearance, and that group is meeting consistently enough. If they're coming together once a week or more frequently, that's going to have more success for people to see that person that you're working with and have an opportunity to maybe even ask their name, what have you. If they're meeting once a month, or even if it's quarterly, it's starting to get too spaced out, and it's not going to lead to an opportunity for people to get to know each other more intimately. When I'm thinking also about connecting people that I work with into groups, I like to think about who are the target individuals in that group that I want the person I'm working with to get to know. A lot of times it might be the leader of the group. The most esteemed person in the group is typically the leader. And if that's the case, the person I'm with and myself would show up, maybe 10 minutes early, so that, let's say that I'm supporting Bobby. Bobby would be able to help the instructor get the chairs set up or get the space looking nice before everyone else showed up. But all of that communicates to the instructor or that person that Bobby's wanting to spend time with the instructor, and helps ensure that the instructor starts to get to know who Bobby is, and maybe is able to help Bobby connect more into the group. The fourth guiding principle is make contribution happen. Everyone comes into life bearing gifts. I knew a woman who couldn't move her arms, her legs. She could not have people over to her staffed residence. She couldn't really share in lunch with anyone because she had a G-tube, but she spoke using a Dynabox, which acted as a computer, and she was really interested and eager about the idea of a hotspot that she could put on her Dynabox stand, so that when she met out with people in the community, she would have the opportunity to share her hotspot password with them, and they could get internet access while they're out there hanging with her. She was able to make contribution happen. There are people who have family members who are extremely involved in the community and who act as wonderful networking opportunities for others and have offered those networks up before. It's very common for the people that we support and partner with to be the recipients of other people's goodwill. But we have to remember that even if a person is on a fixed income, they can still purchase a cup of coffee for a friend that they've met at the gym. It is our role to help people remember that, because there's always going to be that tendency that the friend is going to say, I'll get that for you. But if we allow that to continue indefinitely, it becomes less about a friendship developing and more about charity.